action.
Okay.
Mic check.
So, do I buy Bitcoin mining machines?
I think there's a lot more Bitcoin mining machines out there than there were a month ago. I was watching an interview
Did you read what they're trying to do? I don't understand. This Compass Mining, they seem legit, okay? They seem like a legitimate company. But then they're like, oh, VIP, you can buy these machines for $4,500. And I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. But then you have to read what it says.
I couldn't understand that stuff you sent me. I don't know if something was. Yeah, it seemed like something was either missing or there or it didn't make any sense at all.
Now everybody can mine Bitcoin. And I mean, and then they have a guarantee. Our team of industry will guide you through every process of your mining. We guarantee you're absolutely satisfied. But you realize, I mean, from a legal point of view, I mean, you can't write something like that.
Yeah, there's no way to quantify that.
In the United States, you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because how do you quantify your level of satisfaction legally?
I just don't get it because, so I was looking at this thing called VIP, right? And this is, hopefully now we're recording, right? So there's 10, yeah, we are. Yeah. So they're like, you buy these 10 of the AMP miners directly from, Bitmain, and, you know, they're $4,500 a piece. You're going to start getting them in November or December. Your first one will be up in line in December. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. But it takes 10 months for the machines to get up and running.
The way I read that was it's one a month. So starting in November,
right,
you'll get one. And then in December, you'll get your second one. And then in January of next year, you'll get your third one. So.
But did you see how much money they wanted?
Yeah.
And did you see they wanted monthly payments too?
Right.
Of 12 payments.
And it seems like you're paying for everything from day one.
Right.
It takes them more than a year because they don't even start delivery for 4 months.
I know. I was just like, that doesn't even make sense. Who in their right mind would do that?
And I know that right now, based on the interview I just saw with the CEO of Hut 8, they just pulled 12,000 machines that they weren't counting. They changed their whole business model. They said these machines went from impossible to get to we just got 12,000 of them.
Dude, they should be going nuts today. Are they going nuts?
No.
Does anybody even, we could be the two smartest people in America.
We seem to be the only ones paying attention. That's for sure.
I hope somebody goes back at this. We should just label all these Bitcoin do not read until 2022.
Open, yeah.
Please open. Maybe in 100 years. Do not open until 2121. Right?
By the way, they'll still be mining Bitcoin then. I looked this up the other day. Actually, I thought the last Bitcoin was going to be mined in 2040. It's 2140. So all these people who are like, well, what are the Bitcoin miners going to do after it's like, well, you mean what are their great grandchildren going to do?
They're probably, maybe by then, Elon Musk will have perfected the EV.
Yeah, that's right.
That is just, I mean, I'm in shock. Really? 2140?
2140.
Yeah, what are they going to do after? So here's why people are saying that. And you got to explain, maybe you understand this, or if you don't, you can look it up for me. Is it the Ethereum? They're going to stop mining Ethereum next year. Did you hear this?
They're doing, this isn't guaranteed, but yes, they're they're going to switch methods on how Ethereum is generated. So they're going to go from, I think, a proof of work to a proof of stake. And that's a completely different fundamental method. But they all have to agree. So what I'm hearing is everybody keeps thinking this is going to happen like imminently, but it could be 2 or 3 years before this happens. And then when it does happen, they're talking about having another fork in Ethereum. You know how there's Ethereum Classic, which nobody really cares about, and then there's Ethereum. Well, it might fork again, where there's Ethereum proof of work, and when they change their model, they may keep the Ethereum that exists now and make a new Ethereum.
So are they? What type of steak are they thinking? Porterhouse, sirloin, ribeye?
I think I like the porterhouse.
Okay, yeah. I figured as much.
I mean, I don't do that every time because it's a lot of.
Wow. So yeah, but I mean, I just read a tweet where the CEO or whoever of Ethereum said, "You better before you make your investment on mining, you should make sure that we're going to be able to be mined next year," or something like that.
So in the interview with the CEO of Hut 8 that I watched this weekend, she basically addressed this and said they ran the numbers because all of this stuff is out there, and they just spent like $30 million on machines that mine Ethereum. But the thing is, those machines also mine Ethereum Classic. And she basically said, if Ethereum does change, the numbers still work just fine on Ethereum Classic. The mining process, it takes so much less energy to mine Ethereum than it does to mine Bitcoin. It's a totally different machine. It's a totally different deal. You get a lot less money, but it takes, just a fraction of the power.
All-time high 888 with when was this? Hut 8 was 888. When was that?
It was probably back in February when everybody was euphoric. But even at 888, it's underpriced. You know how many machines they bought since that was trading at $8? They've got now, they're one of the 4 that have separated themselves from everybody, in my mind.
Bitcoin was at $20,000 when Hut 8 was at 888.
Yeah. Bitcoin.
So explain to me that one.
Bitcoin was at $20,000, so that's 50%, more than 50% less than it was right now. And Hut 8 had about a third of the amount of machines that they have right now, and the difficulty level to mine was higher than it is now. So for those 3 reasons, that $8 would now be at least $20. But instead, they're trading at 4.
I thought it was like 3 something. Hut 8 CEO meets Kevin? We got to step our game up, brother.
Oh, trust me, I watched that interview and I'm like, we gotta interview her within the next 6 months.
Well, I think she'll let us. I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she did a great interview with a guy
Hey, hang on a second. Just so you know, we have more subscribers than Hut 8. These people are destroying it.
Hut 8's killing it. They're after watching that interview, I am buying more Hut 8. That's all
Really?
I can tell you. They got a plan. She knows what she's doing. She just became the CEO in December, and you can tell because they become a better company.
Really? Wow.
And they got their sights aimed very high. I see them doing good things. And she did say they're not selling. They haven't sold a Bitcoin this year. They have coming up on, they're about to have 5,000 Bitcoins that they're holding. And she said, we are not, at this price, we are not even thinking about selling a Bitcoin because we expect a massive increase in the price of Bitcoin.
You know what's funny is that, you know, and I bring this up all the time, is people would rather focus on AMC and we're gonna screw the guy. When here's a company right now that's, like you said, undervalued. By the way, this is not
financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Do your own due diligence.
Research.
We
believe everybody should do their own research, but I'm sitting here on hut8mining.com page